Yeah.
They can do it practically.
Yeah, so they're practicing group work, they're practicing presentation skills, they're practicing analytical skills because they have to read it, understand it, present it. So whenever possible, you let the students present the information. Because here, a perfect example, presentation skills. If I'm the teacher and I give a lecture on presentation skills, will that improve my students' presentation skills? No, of course not. Let the students give the presentation. Let them present the information. Likewise, here, a nice lesson on body language. How can you do that in a student-centered classroom? Instead of lecturing, what can you do?
Role play.
Yes, of course. It's some kind of role play activity. Let the students make some skit or demonstration. You don't have to present, let the students present. So, Srinivas had some nice experiences using this idea with his classes. Can you tell us about it?
Thank you, George. What is friends' suggestions? In fact, I'm not competent enough to give suggestions to you. I go to the Polytechnic. I've been teaching since 1985. So I had so many degrees. Actually, I did PGDE from CIE and PhD also. In 2006, we came into contact with George, CNT Techniques. Right? So from then onwards, I think we have changed our teaching methodology. I learned methodology and materials in CIE. But what I learned from George is so greater than what I did in Case. That's the reason. And he's such a nice gentleman. And that's the reason why I've been associated with him. So right now, when he visited our institute on Saturday, I just showed him what I did regarding his employability skills. Immediately he asked me to share this with you. So don't expect me, don't look for anything profound. This will be very simple. Many of you might have done it. Yeah, yes, yeah. So I just want to prepare you because you naturally you do expect something about George. This is what I did. Even the lesson plan I prepared afterwards when George asked me to talk on this particular thing. Then I decided what I did in the class and I listed it down. Right? That's the thing. And two things. Right now we are teaching employability skills at SDC. We have SDC just like your JKCs. We do that. And one thing important thing is we have prepared books keeping this CLT technique in our mind. So we have designed, and it will be interesting to note that even personality development topics like attitude, adaptability, all these things we have made them fit into this CLT or what is it, TPS, in English. This sort of thing we did it, and we got good acceptance and approval from them. And first time people, other than English, when you say CLT, we expect that. So, but we did it with the personality development things. The topics will be attitude, adaptability, goal setting, motivation, time management, critical thinking, creativity, problem solving, teamwork, leadership, stress management. These are the topics, and we designed it in such a way that there should be some activities. We simplified this published by Orient Blackspan, and other one this is CU. So all this happened only after we came into contact with George. So thank you, George. I think this is right background to express attitude. So coming back to this thing, interview skills, and then so I divided the whole class into groups as you said, but I asked them to.
How many students do you have in your class?
I had in that particular class I had 40.
And what is their level like?
Level they were diploma, third semester, and another thing is they are already highly motivated. You don't need to motivate them because that's the course run by. They have to pay money to attend that course. So on that aspect, I think it was easy for me to motivate. I don't know how it would be in the regular class. So this is the lesson plan I prepared. I'll give you one each group. You can just go through it and so with only drawing sheets, the two drawing sheets we were already used in civil classes, right? So used papers, the other side I used, and sketch pen packets each cost around 15 rupees. So for 5 or 6 groups, I bought each one sketch. So altogether I spent around less than 100 rupees. But what I mean, if at all I want to say, how do I balance it? I spent 1 hour. I kept quiet for 1 hour. That is reducing strain. Yeah, that's the thing. I saved it. It's worth saving. That's what I think. So already the students are familiar with this resume writing, cover letter, job and GD, and finally interview. So I'll just recap what they have already learned there. And straight away, I'll ask them questions like, in an interview, you exchange information, is it true? And George has some objection here. He said that this is not an elicit question. Normally in CLT, we got elicit what we are going to teach from the students. But because they are all already motivated students, and another, I just want, this is a hook sort of thing.
Yeah.
I just want to hook them. Normally they'll say yes. For this question, in an interview, you exchange information, is it true? Immediately, some of the students they'll say yes, but it is not so. It's only one-way communication. The interviewer will know something about you. That's all. You cannot know anything about the company in the interview, right? In Indian context, normally he allows you to ask some questions. So this is how I just track it, and then straight away I give them each one sheet, and then I divide the work in this way: preparation for the interview. If it is 1 or 2 months before, what do you do? So when I gave it, they came out. I didn't teach them anything. I didn't spend any time or vocabulary, because they're already familiar with it. This is how they came out with it.
Tell me, just to be clear, so they were doing these posters as a review of material that you had already covered? Or was it new material?
No. Up to that point, I have covered up. Resume writing, and then cover letter. Maybe sometimes we have discussed here and there. But students, you can observe this. Get ready with all certificates that we require. So this is the point. Anybody will have them. So when I asked them, and when I gave them a chart and sketch pen, they find it interesting. Instead of asking them, write them in your notebook or something. This is something using somewhat our voice, 10+1. So they found it very interesting. The participation was so good. So immediately they asked, why can't we make it for every class? Can't we do this? So that was the question I got from my students. So you can with minimum efforts or with minimum expenditure rather, we can have just we can know about the details of the company, revising the subject we have done. There are some mistakes, of course, improving the interpersonal thing, and they just want to create some sort of diagram also, pictorial representation. And some people, for instance, here, body language and all. For body language, they did demo sort of thing also. Bad way of bad body language and acceptable body language. This sort of thing also. I gave a suggestion. Even you can do this way if you are not able to. Sometimes they do find a problem with, for instance, how to keep hair and keep. They do not know. Maybe whom. Some terminology they may not be knowing, but still they have ideas. And if the teacher is able to help them, they'll come out with nice presentations. And
Srinivas, a couple of questions. How many students did you put in each group?
8. Around 8 members. Okay. 8 members.
And you gave each group a different topic.
Different topic. That's it.
And did they have? Could they look in their reference book to get information?
No, I haven't given them any reference. Just think, brainstorm, and then do it. What I did towards the end, what I did was I just showed my PPT that I already prepared, and also I gave them the books that then they are allowed to go to the book and verify. But in this way, I think it will be easy for them to memorize. we can establish all that we supposed to teach.
And then, did you explain about the presentation stage of the activity?
Yeah, then they presented each group. I made all the group members to come to the dais, and one or two members, I didn't insist on. Some of them maybe they might have contributed a lot to the listing of them. Some may be very vocal, so they presented it. Some of them acted also. They did some sort of body language and all. They did acting also. They did demo. So that other groups also will pay some attention. And I gave them a task that they should select one group other than this who perform best, right? Other than that. This way, we can naturally we can decide. You don't need to judge. They will decide. Other than keep your group aside, which group is the perform better or something. This is the choice I gave them, and towards the end, and ultimately I gave them the actual information towards the end, and it worked out very well.
And you did this all in 1 hour?
2 hours.
2 hours. Was it 2 lessons or?
It's not exactly. There are more lessons, in fact. As for the
How many class periods was it?
yeah, 2 periods. That's all. Okay, periods, 15 minutes each. Together,
Were they back to back or different days?
I'm not getting.
The class periods.
It's not the regular periods, George. So after 4:30, I got 2 periods, so I can extend it further also. It took 2 hours. 2 hours and 2 periods.
Okay.
2 periods.
At a stretch, at a stretch.
At a stretch. But activity-wise and all, they look at, they could discuss and all. It was very interesting. That's what I just showed in these photographs and also these charts. Immediately asked me to share this experience with you. And another thing, shall I share? Outer ring.
Yeah.
This was another thing. Exclusively employability skills that I've been teaching them in SBC. Right, interview, introduction. Tell me about yourself. That's the normal question. I used to practice it in the outer ring and inner ring. I think you were yesterday. Outer ring. That we did. But our hall was so big that I could conduct it such a, it was so big. Yeah, class 4 class. I did it for 60 or 70 people also at a time. And Gauri Shankar, who worked in Chandragiri, what he did was he didn't have a hall and the table, benches were fixed. So what he did was he had parallel lines. That's how. So this is my experience with sphere genetics. Thank you, George. Thank you very much.
So there's a name for that activity. It's called a poster presentation activity. Right? And the students make the posters, and then they present it to the class. And Srinivas is very resourceful, so it doesn't cost much money. He found that a scrap paper, right?
Actually, I'd like to share something more about. And some of you know that he is a writer. Yeah, some of you. He is a writer, actor. He acted in Hollywood. Teen Bam, that was a failure, right? George doesn't like it to be mentioned everywhere. He acted. He was in Hollywood for some time, and afterwards, it so happened. We are fortunate that you came into our field, George. We are very fortunate. And he writes novels. Random House published his 2 novels, and people are. He is a sought after personality even here also. Many writers, local writers, are running after him. He hasn't given any appointment. Today also, so during your lunch time, he may come to you. Right. Some of the writers. The publishers are the best publishers in the world. They published these 2 novels. At a time, 2 novels accepting itself is a very great thing. So, but he doesn't appear so great. And I think this is my sort of gratitude. He is a guru. He transformed our lives. He made English classes lively. And in fact, the way we started curriculum, yesterday also CCE fellow called me, you wanted some other book, just in this way. So we became popular by using your technology. An MBA professor, he just went through it and never come across such a book. Activity-based teaching management, change management is what adaptability. Teaching change management through activities. So very interesting, that's what they say. And the Haryana government, they wanted to take that book. So we all owe this to you. Thank you.
So I hope you all will become resource persons also at your college, because now you have these ideas and you can try them out in your class and then share them with the other teachers. Don't keep them to yourselves, right? You can share them like this. Very simple activity, you see, but so effective, and the students enjoy it. You can do it two ways. One way, you can kind of review or present the material first. You do the poster presentation as a review activity. Or the way Srinivas does it, you do the poster presentation first, and then you say, now let's compare it to what's in the book. In this workshop, we've been doing it both ways. Sometimes I show you the information first, and then you do the activity. Sometimes you do the activity first, and then I show you the information. But both ways, it makes the students more involved. All right, thanks.
Thank you. Thank you, John.
Yeah.
See you again.
A model student. See you later. Okay, we have 45 minutes before lunch. So we have a very active activity for you now. And we're going to focus on teamwork. So, you're sitting in groups already. We'll keep the same groups. In your group, I want you to quickly write, you're going to make one list. A good team player. You know what we mean, team player? A good team member. See, in your group, you can make a list, 8 features of a good team player. In your group, you should make one list. It's group work. I'll give you just 4 minutes, 4 or 5 minutes to make your list. Yes? What are the features of a good team player, a good team member? You're all working in a group. What is a good group member? What's the features of a good team player? Yeah, okay, so you make a list altogether. If you have a cricket team, what's a good team member? Who is a good team member on a cricket team? So not just in a language class, but in general. In general, not just language class, but in general. If you have a cricket team, what is a good team player?
Team player. Sporting spirit. Accommodate. Allowing others.
So you understand, it's not just language we're talking about. Anything. Yeah.
Sporting spirit.
So you understand, we're not just talking about the language class, but any kind of teamwork. Any kind of teamwork.
That is not down.
It begins with
All right, time's up. Time's up. So you should all have a list of about 8 characteristics of a good team player. At least 8. Now we're going to put these to the test. We're going to put them to the test. See if your list is correct. If this is what it takes to be a good team player. We're going to do some group work now. And this is a competition. You each have some materials on your desk. You have some newspapers and some sellotapes, clear tape. So here's your task. Using only those materials, the newspaper and the sellotape, with your group, you are going to construct a tower. A tower. Any way you want. And the group that builds the highest tower after a certain time limit, you will win.